There are many ways to ask a guy out, but if you want to make sure that you end up going on a date, you have to remember to never make it obvious that you have a huge crush on him. Let a guy know that you are interested in him, but don't let him know you need him. Not at least until he starts reciprocating your move. By doing that, you are halfway to learning how to get a guy to ask you out without you having to be brave and ask him instead. A guy may want to ask you out, but when he realizes that you like him a lot more than he likes you, he'll start to take it easy just to see what you would do about it. The key is to give him just enough to let him know that you are going to say yes and make him think it's all his own idea. Sneaky, right? Power play and first dates. You might not realize it, but there's an exchange of power going on when someone is asked out on a date. The person doing the asking is laying themselves out pretty vulnerable when you think about it. They are risking a flat-out refusal, and that's going to sting. In that case, the person who is asked has all the power at that point. If you want to learn how to get a guy to ask you out successfully, you need to be the one with the power. That means you need to show him that you are interested, but don't make him too sure. Also, give him the opportunity to ask without being too evasive or too cold. It's a balancing act for sure, but if you want to avoid having to do the asking yourself, you need to keep that beacon of power firmly in your hands and don't give him too much to play with. How to get a guy to ask you out without having to risk refusal yourself. There are two things a girl has to do to wow a guy and get him to ask her out. You have to drop a few signs and you need to become desirable in his eyes. It sounds simple, right? Well, it's probably not as easy as it sounds, but it's not impossible either. It's best to start by dropping a few signs so he starts to look at you as dating potential. Sometimes a guy may assume that you'd never be interested in being anything more than friends with him, and in that case, he's not going to do the asking. To help him see the dating side in you, here are a few tips you can use. Get your friend to call you both a couple. When you are having a fun chat with the guy you like, ask a trusted girlfriend to join both of you in the conversation. And out of the blue, let your trusted friend comment to no one in particular in the group and say something like, "These two make a cute couple, don't they?" It's an awkward statement and one that will definitely lead to a few laughs around the group. But all said and done, no matter how embarrassed you pretend to be or how he behaves, the thought will still linger in his head. Use a friend to tease him. Now, don't use all these strategies all the time. Just use a few that you are comfortable with. The next time you are having a conversation with this guy, tell your friend beforehand to butt into the conversation. Ask your friend to tell the guy that it's so obvious he likes you and ask him when he's ever going to work up his courage to ask you out. Of course, she has to make it seem like a joke and yet pose it as a serious question. It's straightforward and easy, and yet you don't really ask him out yourself. If he does like it, he'll use this opportunity to ask you out. Invite him to join you. If you made any plans with your friends for the weekend, casually bring the subject up when you are hanging out with him and invite him to come out with all of you. It's nowhere close to a proposal, but it's still a step closer to making him like you. Look for common interests in weekend plans. Ask him what he does over the weekend, and when he does tell you what he does on the weekend, fake a happy surprise and tell him you like doing that too. If you're not sure of his weekend activity, you could just tell him that you have always wanted to try that. This only works if both of you share a few common interests. You obviously can't stretch a lie here, so be careful when it comes to sharing activities over the weekend. If he's interested in you, he may invite you to join him on his weekend activity, and who knows, it may just lead to something more romantic. Subtly let him know your routine. If a guy has to ask you out, he has to miss you now and then. Do you live nearby? Then this would be a perfect way to get to spend more together time with him. During one of your conversations, let him know what you do every evening after work or college, especially if you have a neighborhood cafe where you like relaxing after the regular 9 to 5 or hit a particular gym every day. If he lives nearby, there's a good chance he may have some time on his hands and he may even look forward to spending time with you. If you drop a hint and let him know about your routine, he may even end up bumping into you on a regular basis. And almost all the time, love emerges with more time together. Get him to drive you nearby as a favor. Try bumping into him on your way out and ask him to come along with you or drive you nearby to help you out. And after finishing up your errand, ask him out for coffee. And once you're out there on a date with him, make him see your good side and be awed by you. Play the damsel in distress. Ask him for help. This is a trick that always works. Guys just can't help themselves when a pretty girl asks for a bit of help. Ask him if he can fix your wooden window panels or some other thing you can think of. If he does like you back, he'll use any excuse to be with you. And after he's done helping you, thank him with your sweetest smile and reward him with a coffee or lunch. When you are in a conversation with him at the end of the day or when you are out with him, pretend like you have a terrible headache or use the evergreen stomach cramp excuse. He'll ask if you need help getting home, and of course you should indulge his request. And once he takes you home, invite him in and change into your cute and revealing PJs. Let him know you are open to dating. Let him know that you are looking out and ready for a relationship. Once you are warmed him up with lots of together time and happy conversations, if there's ever a chance of being together, he should know that you are available for him if he musters that courage to ask you out. Most of the time, a guy may like you too, but may be scared to pop the question. By dropping a few hints about waiting to meet the one and flaunting your single status at the same time, he may eventually work his courage to ask you out. Make him a little jealous, but only a little. If you think that he likes you a little, you could try and stir that green-eyed monster within by trying to make him jealous. However, you need to play it a little cautiously here as so to not push him too far. Make eye contact with him while you are with the other guy and let him know almost subliminally that you would rather be with him. Of course, the fact you are with someone else should make him green with envy anyway. That might be enough of a push to get him to ask you out. Flirt it up a little bit more. You need to let him know that you like him, but only a little. You need to keep that seed of doubt in his mind as to whether he's reading you correctly or not. Remember the power play we talked about earlier? So when you're flirting with him, play it right up to the point of being clear that you are flirting, but stop before you go the whole way. That was today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it and that you learned some cute tricks that you can use in your relationship. Like I say in all of my videos, this is a disclaimer. I'm not a life coach or a love coach. I just like to talk and share some advice and maybe help out some of you if you need a little bit of a push in your relationship or just a hint here or there how to resolve some issues. There are a lot of tips and tricks here, so use the ones you feel comfortable with and try to get the guy you like or fix your relationship. In any way, write down in the comments which subject you would like me to talk about next, and also any other suggestions you have for my channel since I am new here. And also comment down below what are your thoughts on this particular subject. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!